Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. This is the Hidden Adventure Studio. If you find this video interesting, kindly like and subscribe for more of these videos. Let's dig in. The sun rose slowly over the wide plains, spilling golden light across the village of Florida. The wind moved gently, and the maize leaves, banana, rice, mango whispered together like old friends sharing secrets. In the middle of the field stood Farmer Larry Page. He was a tall man with strong hands, hardened by years of digging and planting. His straw hat was faded from the sun, and his feet were always dusted with red soil. He loved his maize farm, banana, rice, and mango farm more than anything. Every morning, he walked through the rows, he inspected the crops, smiled at the growing crops. That's the banana, maize, and rice. This, he would say proudly, is my treasure. The field stretched far and wide, far and wide. Neat rows of tall maize, rice, banana, plants standing like soldiers in formation. But the peace never lasted long. From the nearby forest came rustling sounds, and watching from the far trees were monkeys, and behind them were bigger and heavier with sharper teeth and loud voice, baboons, which they were really disturbing. One hot afternoon, when the sun burned high in the sky, Farmer Larry Page rested under a mango tree near his hut. The farm lay quiet. From the forest edge, a small monkey peeked out. He chirped softly. That was the signal because Farmer Larry Page was also asleep. Suddenly, dozens of monkeys leaped from tree to tree, landing in the maize field, banana, mango, and rice field with soft deaths. Behind them charged the baboons, powerful and bold. They tore at the maize cobs, they snapped stalks. Some got a banana, some had mangoes, and many more. The field that once stood proud now shook. The big baboons named Kata grabbed 2 cups at once, laughed loudly, food without work. He roared. The monkey shrieked in delight, swinging from stalk to stalk. Farmer Larry woke at the noise. He ran towards the field shouting, "Hey, get away, go." He waved a stick and banged a metal tin. The animals scattered, but not far. They climbed the tree and watched him angrily. Farmer Larry was very angry at the animals, but the damage was done. Broken stalks bent suddenly towards the ground, mangoes falling from the trees, banana also on the farm field. Half-eaten maize lay scattered like fallen treasure. Farmer Larry sighed deeply. He said to himself, this cannot continue in his farm. Days turned into weeks. Farmer Larry tried everything possible. He even built a scarecrow, tall and frightening, dressed in old clothes. The monkeys laughed at it and pulled off its hat. Farmer Larry tried a lot of methods. He even set up a shiny metal piece that flashed in the sunlight. The baboons simply knocked them down. He even stayed up at night, sitting by the small fire, listening carefully. But the animals were clever. They waited. If he gathered the north side, they attacked the south. If he walked during the day, they came during the night time. The farmer grew tired. His face became thinner. His step slower. Yet still, he worked on the farm. Farmer Larry. He worked on the farm. No matter the circumstance. Farmer Larry still planted maize, mangoes, banana, rice because he believed in tomorrow. It got to a period of time, the rainy season came. Dark clouds gathered and poured life on the land. The maize grew tall, greener than ever. Banana, rice, maize became fruitful and attractive than before. The rainy season attracted a lot of animals in the wild, especially the monkeys and the baboons. Aside that, Farmer Larry Page began to cough. At first, it was small, then deeper. Instead of him to rest, he worked through the sickness, planting and weeding. Even his hands trembled. One evening, as the sun painted the sky orange and purple, he stood in the middle of his field. The maize swayed around him like a green ocean. He smiled softly. He said to himself, "My beautiful farm, That night, the village was quiet, too quiet. The next morning, smoke did not rise from Farmer Larry's hut. The neighbors came, and by sunset, word spread across Florida. Farmer Larry was gone. The field stood tall, but the man who loved it was no more. From the forest canopy, the monkeys watched the gathering at the hut. The baboons waited. Days passed. No one chased them away. No voice shouted. No stick waved in the air. The first monkey stepped in the field carefully. Nothing happened. The monkeys were amazed. Soon, the entire troop rushed in. They celebrated wildly. They tore the maize freely, banana, rice, mango freely. They rolled on the ground. They ate without fear. Kata, the baboon, raised a cup higher. The human is gone. He shouted, "This farm is ours." They believed the food would always be there. They believed the maize, mangoes, rice grew by itself. They did not understand planting. They did not understand season. They only understood eating. Time moved quietly. The harvested maize disappeared. Rice season was gone. Banana season was also gone. And mangoes also gone. And there was no one to plant more and also water the plant if there is no rain. That's during the dry season. Gradually, the rains ended. The wind grew dry. The field, once green and proud, turned yellow, then brown. No one planted new seeds. No one cleared the weeds so the plants can grow freely and get essential nutrients. No one tilled the soil. The earth cracked under the hot sun. The monkeys returned one morning expecting another feast, but the field stood empty. No tall stalks, no shiny cups, only dry stem and dust. Not even banana or mango was available for them. They searched everywhere. They dug randomly in the soil. They fought over dry kernels. Kata looked across the land in confusion. "Where is the maize?" he growled. No one answered, because none of them knew how to make it grow. The forest began to feel smaller. Fruits were not enough. The baboons grew weak. The monkeys argued constantly. Young ones cried from hunger. One evening, they gathered in the middle of the empty field. The wind blew dust into their fur. For the first time, there was no laughter. The old monkey, grey and quiet, spoke softly. The human, he worked before he ate. They remembered. Then they realized it was too late, that the man they hated was the farmer. The digging, the watering, the gathering, they remembered how they mocked him. Now the field looked like a grave of dry sticks. They finally understood the food they enjoyed was not magic. It was effort, it was sweat, it was patience, and it was gone. The raining clouds returned at the end of the year. The thunder roared across the sky. The first drop of rain fell on the dry soil. The animals watched. The land was ready for planting, but there was no seeds placed in the ground. The rain fell in emptiness. Green shoots never came out. The monkeys sat on a broken scarecrow pole. The baboons scattered across the silent land. They now saw what they had lost. Not just food, but the hand that made it possible. Kata lowered his head. He said to himself, "We chased away the one who fed us." The wind moved gently across the empty field. No whispering maize leaves answered back. Where once stood a seed of green life, there was now only dust and regret. The forest was quiet, and in the silence, the lesson remained. Learn to live with people. Some you reject today are the pillars you will need tomorrow. Not all who oppose you are enemies. Some enemies are guardians you fail to understand. Not all enemies are enemies. Some are misunderstood protectors. If you find this video interesting, kindly like and subscribe for more of this video. It is bye-bye for now.